but not least about Backlash, of course we're going to talk about Edge and Randy Orton. Is it the greatest match of all time? No. Was it a fantastic WWE match? Absolutely. I would say one of the best of the year. And here's where we're going to start getting into technical territory, because there's a lot of people out there who are annoyed by the fact that it was super edited. And, some people are saying it's not even a match. It's been, it was all put together, heavily edited. Can you even call this a match? Not entirely wrong. To me, it really didn't bother me. There were cuts, but I can't help but feel annoyed that WWE felt like they had to cinematic it up by redoing spots and not just letting Randy Orton and Edge, two Hall of Fame careers, two legends, two guys who've been doing this for over 20 years, why they didn't feel like they could just let them do it. Apparently they cut at some point because Randy Orton was bleeding and they wanted to patch him up. Apparently Randy Orton was screaming to Vince, let me bleed, but they patched him up. Of course, the greatest travesty in this situation is that after one of the retakes, one of the reshoots for the RKO off the top turnbuckle, Edge tore his triceps. That's a travesty. That just goes to show that there was no reason to edit it so heavily. Now, I can understand them wanting to edit heavily the Boneyard match, because it wasn't really that. It truly was a cinematic thing. It was a fight. It was a movie fight, essentially, is what it was. The Firefly Funhouse match, of course. I can't even argue it was a match. I can't even tell you it was a match. It was something in and about itself. There's just something absolutely insane about WWE not letting two of their biggest stars, two guys who have done this their entire lives, who are passionate about what they do, and who are ready, who were primed to put on a great match, why they just didn't do a live to tape like every other match? Why did they feel like they had to reshoot stuff or give us these crazy cuckoo camera angles? One of the appeals of professional wrestling is its live component. It's the unexpected, the stuff that can go wrong. That's one of the reasons why we like it, and that we marvel at how athletic and skilled these men and women are, because they're able to pull off stuff without killing themselves or injuring themselves and stuff. Where you're like, this is, wow, what am I watching? That was super risky. That's part of the appeal. Like I said, the edited part doesn't really bother me all that much because the end result was fantastic. I've watched Lucha Underground. I enjoyed Lucha Underground, and man, those matches were more than heavily edited. They made Pentagon Zero look like a good wrestler. I'm exaggerating, but let's put it this way: it did help Pentagon's career. Let's just put it that way. But Lucha Underground was a different approach to wrestling. This was a different approach to wrestling, and I can't help but think of parallels, like when you listen to music and you know that there's this type of band is really, this band here is a great studio band, but live they suck, and vice versa, or maybe not suck, they're not as good, and vice versa. Some bands are extraordinary live, but when they record, they can't quite capture the magic that they have when they're live. You know that there's bands like that. I just don't know if I'm into the idea of having two superstars, like in the Oxford Dictionary sense, not the WWE sense, two superstars like Orton and Edge being told by WWE, hey, you know what? We're going to add some gimmicks in your match to make sure that everything's cool. That's not a good show of confidence, and it's a little weird to me. Oh, and don't get me started on the crowd noise. The crowd noise is something that wrestlers work for. It's not something that you can plan. This isn't a studio audience. You're not recording. You're not recording a sitcom. Where sitcoms, you laugh because the audience has been told this is where you have to laugh. So then you're supposed to laugh at home instead of letting the laugh come organically. It's the same thing here. That's bullshit, and it annoyed me straight off the bat. But anyway, I still think it's one of the best matches WWE has in its pocket this year. It's a match of the year for me, regardless.